Hey, how's it going? My name is Otto and welcome to the channel. I have in my hands the elusive Sony 35mm f1.4G Master, and I'm calling this elusive because it was supposed to be released on February, then on March, and then anyone who pre-ordered had an email saying that the new shipping date would be around May. I actually got this a few weeks ago. I've been testing it out and I wanted to share some of my thoughts with all of you. I think this is becoming my new favorite lens. I have to confess that I've never had a 35mm lens before, and when it comes to prime lenses, I like my 24mm f1.4G Master and my size 55mm f1.8, but there's been many times where I felt that I needed something in between. This Sony 35mm is the right balance, not too wide, not too tight, perfect for street photography, travel, portraits where you want to show more of your surrounding environment. It is a very nice focal length for videos, and this one, it's so sharp. It's crazy sharp. The hype, it's real. Build quality is very good. Nothing feels cheap on this body. It feels well built. It has a metal mount. It's dust and weather resistant. It has seals on all buttons and rings. On the main body, we have an autofocus and manual focus switch, a customizable button on the side. The manual focus ring is quite smooth, and it has this aperture ring, which can be set to click when you change the aperture, or it can be set to smooth with this switch over here. The smooth aperture ring is going to be especially useful for filmmakers. The lens comes with this lens hood that has a push button to release, and some people have been asking if the one from the 24mm G Master can be used on this lens. Unfortunately, the answer is no. I do like the size of this lens. It is not too long, not too short, and this is a lens that is not too heavy. It weighs 525 grams. Filter thread size is 67mm, and I actually like that this is the same size as the Sony 24mm f1.4G Master and also as the Sony 85mm f1.8, which is, by the way, a fantastic lens. If you have any of these lenses, you won't have to worry about buying new filters. Something else that you might want to consider is that there is no optical stabilization on this lens. Maybe not a big deal since Sony is relying on their in-body camera stabilization, but just something to consider. The Sony 35mm G Master is razor sharp. The detail and texture that it produces is amazing when shooting wide open, and this stays throughout the frame. Chromatic aberration is pretty much non-existent, or it's really hard to find. There is some vignetting which is heavier when it's wide open, but this is easily corrected in post. And flare is very well controlled by this kind of lens, just like the Sony 24mm f1.4. The bokeh that you get is very pleasing. The bokeh balls are smooth, they have no onion shapes, but maybe some cat's eye towards the edges, but still not too bad. The minimum focus distance is 27 centimeters, and in manual mode, that distance is just 25 centimeters. This lens, along with the 24mm G Master, are great in that regard. This Sony G Master lens offers blazing fast focusing, and it is quiet, which is excellent for videos. You are going to get some focus breathing, and that could be a problem when shooting videos. This lens has focus by wire, and normally the problem is that there is some lag on the focus when you rotate the focus ring. But Sony has been doing a great job about this, and there is no lag that I can notice when I'm focusing. I have no doubt that this is one of the best 35mm lenses out there for Sony. The only problem is the price, which is not cheap at all. $1,400 is a lot of money, but there's a note saying you get what you pay for. And with this one, you are getting the best of the best. If you want a 35mm lens that is not so expensive, I recommend checking out the Sony 35mm f1.8, which is even lighter and has a smaller form factor. Let me know in the comments down below what focal length is your favorite, or just say hello. My name is Otto, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.